Hello friends. So this is Durgesh again back. I have uploaded videos on trigonometry, 3 videos. They are very small, and um, I thought I'll do something miscellaneous because different type of students have different types of issues, right? And I won't go into 11th syllabus for 11th and 12th. I'll stick to the basics which are taught in class 7, 8, 9, 10. I would say starts in 6 too. So a few basic concepts. Which one shall I pick up? Um, Let me think. Um, Geometry? No. Mensuration? Yes. Mensuration is better. This topic. I mean, why I am saying mensuration? Because this is where a little of physics is involved. And then when you say take science and you prepare for IIT, JEE and all, your basic plane view, 2D view, 3D view, you never understand all that. So let's start with mensuration. First point for mensuration is, I don't know, can you tell me what's the first point in mensuration? It starts with a point. Now, if somebody asks you, what is the dimension of this point? How many dimensions does a point have? Point, everybody knows what a point is, right? There's a point. A point has 0 dimensions, no dimensions. Now, what is the length of a point? 0. Breadth 0, height 0. But this is one of the debatable topics that, I mean, this is I would say debatable topic, but it's acceptable by many mathematicians across the world. So we all have to agree, right? I mean, we cannot fight with mathematicians, right? So let's move on. Point has no dimensions, but when points, infinite number of points, they meet each other, they are joined with each other. That gives us a line. Is a line which is one dimension. Now you can ask me, there is no length and breadth of this. This is 0. You say how many dots you draw? Say you draw 1,000 dots, and you get a line. So if this is 0, 0 into 1,000, the length of the line would be 0. That's what true mathematics would say, 0. But no, when you join such 100 lines, you get something like 4 centimeters. This is debatable, but let's stick to the point that a point has no dimension, but when those points are joined, I mean, we have multiple thousands and millions of points, we get a line. So a line is one dimension. A one dimension, 1D starts with a line. This is one line, this is one line. When do you need, what is the practical next point would be, where do we use 1D? Where do you want to use 1D? Uses of one dimension. A line, if I say what is a line, I won't go into rays and ray is a line which has a starting point. This is a ray. All these silly silly, I won't say silly, these uh, definitions you will get in your books. A ray has a starting point but no ending point. A line has no starting point, no ending points. It goes to infinity in this direction, infinity in this direction. So normally we deal with line segments, which has a starting point, which has an ending point. This is a line segment. You'll get all this written in your books. This has goes. This is a line. This is the actual definition of line. Goes both ways into infinity. A ray starting point, one direction into infinity. See, mathematicians talk about infinity, but nobody. We know our mental. We cannot imagine. I would say we cannot imagine infinity, but that is how mathematics is. So let's forget all this. These are serious topics. We did not fight. So which starts with a one dimension starts with a line, and I would say a line segment, because mostly we'll use line segments. Now, line segments, where do you use? First, measure length. Wherever you measure length, 1D comes into picture. Distance. Distance between whatever. Between two cities, two points. Like this is a line. So this is my home and this is my school. So the distance is 4 kilometers. That is 1D. You take a rope, ask a person at school to hold that rope, ask another person to hold at home, measure the length. Straight length is known as a line, and that is where 2D, 1D comes into picture. Understood so far? Now, you have a house. You have a house. How do I draw a house? Let me draw like this. This is a good house, right? Now I want to fence this. I want to fence only. I want to simply fence this one. This whole thing. So this is what we need. This length plus this length plus this length plus this length. Wherever only length is concerned. There is another thing. You can say breadth too. But normally we don't use breadth in one dimension. We use length only. Length of anything, length of a pen, 1D. Length of this one, 1D. I did not say the whole thing. I said length of this board. Length of mobile. A person's height, one line. That's 1D. Let me know if you have any questions on the comment section. Let's move on to 2Ds. Two dimension. Now, 1D, we started with nothing. We made many nothings, which we call points, and we made 1D. But now we don't have nothing. For a transition from 1D to 2D, you have a line segment. You draw another line segment. You draw another line segment. Keep on drawing, okay? One over another, one over another, one over another. Now, one over another, one over another. I could have drawn many. There are many spaces, right? ask me one silly, simple question. You already knew what the length will be, right? Yes. I mean, why did you change the length of the line segment? Just to show you that if I take different measurements of the line segments, if I take the same lengths, the shapes are different. If I take the same length, 1D, 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 we are adding up 1D, 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 and we get all lengths equal. You get a, let me draw like this. Not to confuse, I don't want to confuse you. This seems to be a rectangle. Correct? And this seems to be a triangle. All that was different was, this was also a group of lines, 1Ds. This was also a group of line, 1Ds, that gave me a 2D figure. A 2D figure. The only difference is this is a rectangle and this is a triangle. So whenever you say any shape, you see any shape, that is a 2D on a plane. That is a 2D figure on a plane, which you can post on a plane. The plane can be like this. The plane can be like this, like this. You can move the plane, but the whole figure can be pasted on a single plane. It can be the floor. It can be anything. Anything. This is a surface. This is a 2D figure. Anything. You can draw a rectangle, a trapezium. There are many definitions come into picture. Trapezium, parallelograms, quadrilaterals, rhombus, square, pentagon, hexagon, whatever. Many figures. All these are 2Ds. It does not matter how many sides they have. Any figure, if this is a figure, how do you, it's all a measurement of lines. See, I'm drawing a parallelogram just with the help of line segments, I would say. Don't get confused between line segments and lines. Ultimately 1D plus 1D is 2D. Understood? If you have any questions, please never hesitate. I always say no questions is silly. There is no question. If there is a question coming in your mind, that means that's a legitimate question and it's not silly. Questions are not silly. Questions, if you don't have a questions, that's a problem. So let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. The concepts, we'll come to areas and we come to, so when 2D we talk about, then we talk about area. In 1D we'll talked about length. In 2Ds we'll talk about area. Area, there are many formulas, full of formulas. Triangle, half base into height. What is a base, what is a height? We'll cover this later on. That's simple. If you want me, I'll tell you the base. If you consider this as the base, the third point, the point that is next to the base, you draw up a perpendicular, and this is the height, and this is the base. So half base into height. If you talk about rectangle, this is area, right? We are talking about area. When we talk about 2Ds, we always say area. How much area is it covering? How much space has it taken on my board? On the floor, you draw a circle. You draw, what do we say when we do in Deepawalis and all? Rangoli, you draw Rangoli. How much area does it take on the plane? On the plane. Let's be clear on that. You're walking, you need a shoes. Each footstep you put, that is the area. You say you have it's footstep is something which you say that's area. How much space on a given surface? Only one surface. There is only one surface. There is no height involved in that. Now you can ask me. Now you can ask me, what is the area of this one? This one. This is not area. You can ask me. First of all, you have to frame everything on a plane. Can this be framed on a plane? It can be drawn into on a frame. I can very well draw a picture. That's a picture only, right? But this one, this is only a plane, right? This is area. And what's the shape? Circle. Formulas? I don't think I need to provide formulas for that. I'm here only to develop your understandings of mathematics, nothing else. I mean, not you'll get formulas, pi r square, 2 pi r, etc., circumference, etc. So, we won't move on to 3D today. We will only cover area and perimeters and everything. So, half base into height, different definitions, rectangle, parallelogram, trapezium. See all the rhombus, square, what else? Pentagon, hexagon, whatever. All these are 2D figures. Now, 3D I'll explain today itself. 3D, let me explain. You have seen a book, right? A book has many pages, right? A book has many pages. Say this is a page. I draw another page. No, not like this. This is a page. I keep on putting pages over each other. Now 2D plus another dimension gives you 3D. A page is a 2D, right? You put your pages one above other and you get a book. This is the book. See, this is the pages. You kept on putting pages over each other. So area, there comes a concept of height, and that is your volume. That is the volume we use. Terminology we use for 3Ds. 3D, volume. What is volume? Volume is amount of space which the body occupies. This one. It's taking some space, right? In wherever you keep it, you will not be able to fit it on a single. If I put it on this plane, if I put it on this plane, see this one, this is the height involved, right? This is the height involved. This is the height involved. I cannot put the whole remote control on the plane. So that's why it's a 3D figure. This one, it's actually a 3D. But it can be said of 2D because the thickness, the height is very small. So you have the freedom to call it a 2D. That's where when you draw, say you are spreading tiles on the floor, that's a 2D. Because you need to know how much area does it take. So that is why so let me wrap it up quickly. Point, 0 dimension, line, one dimension. It is known as length. Point has nothing, no L, no B, no H, whatever. 2D, that is 1D plus 1D. This is area. And this is a 3D. 3D will cover later on when you plus 1D, and that 1D is normally called height. So this is the height of the cylinder. So we'll cover everything later on, and the terminology that we use is volume. Let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely prepare a more detailed video on 3Ds. 2Ds if you want, you can definitely ask me questions on the comment section. I'll wrap that up. Thanks so much for listening, and hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you found this information helpful. Thank you so much.